When the world pressurizes India, India finds opportunity. Hello friends, I am Alok Oak and you're watching Yugaswar. Let me tell you a story of pressure, power and India's strategic wisdom. The world today is going through an energy war. The US is tightening its screw on Russia. Countries are being pushed to change their oil sources, and once again, the question is being asked, what will India do? Will India bow to pressure or will India act in its own national interest? Now, in this changing global game, a new name is coming back into discussion. That name is Venezuela. But before we understand the future, let's go back a few years. The forgotten partnership. There was a time when Venezuela was one of the India's key oil suppliers. At its peak, India was importing around 4 lakh barrels per day. In 2013 alone, imports from Venezuela were worth $13 billion. And then came the US sanctions. By 2020, India had stopped buying Venezuelan oil. Today, our imports from Venezuela are almost zero. So, if supply restarts now, there will be no immediate shock to India's oil bill. But the real story is not about today. The real story is about India's strength tomorrow. Venezuelan crude oil is not an easy oil. It's heavy, it has sulphur, and it's difficult to refine. Most countries don't want it because their refineries simply cannot handle it. But India is different. Indian refineries are among the world's most advanced refineries. This capability is measured something called the Nelson Complexity Index. Basic refineries operate at 2 or 3, while Venezuelan crude needs 10 or more. And India? Both public sector and private sector refineries like Reliance and Nayara all operate at 10 plus NCI. And this is not a small advantage. This is a strategic weapon because when the world rejects heavy oil, India can buy it at a discount. Yes, transporting oil from Venezuela cost about $2 to $3 more per barrel than Middle East supplies. But heavy crude itself is cheaper. And since a very few countries can refine it, India gets a bargaining power. Now, India can negotiate better price. India can secure long-term contracts and India can improve its refining margins. So, what others see as a problem, India can turn it into profit. Here's something more people don't know. India is not just a buyer. Through ONGC Videsh, India has stakes in 2 major Venezuelan oil fields, San Cristobal and Carabobo 1. Operations slowed due to sanctions, but nearly $1 billion in due are pending. But if approvals come and operations restart, production can increase significantly. So, India will not just import oil, India will earn from oil. Today, India imports around 85% of its crude oil. That means one thing, dependence is a risk. If Venezuelan supply increases, dependence on Russian oil will reduce, dependence on Middle East will reduce, and global supply will increase. And when supply increases, price cool down. That means relief for India's economy. There is another powerful possibility. If Europe reduces dependence on Russian energy, they will need refined fuel and India is ready. The model is simple. buy discounted heavy crude, refine it efficiently, and export petrol and diesel to the global market. India becomes not just a buyer, but a refining powerhouse. So, will Venezuelan oil increase India's burden? No. If negotiated smartly, it can reduce cost, increase refining profits, strengthen energy security, increase export earning, and most importantly, strengthens India's strategic independence. The world may try to pressure India, but today's India is different. We don't take decisions under pressure. We don't follow global camps blindly. We buy where India benefits. We negotiate from strength and we turn global crisis into national opportunities. Because this is not the India of past. This is the India of confidence, strategy, and self-reliance. Jai Hind.